Hey, Rent to Retires, it's Adam Schroeder here with another episode, and I am joined today by two people. One of them you recognize, or you'll at least recognize his voice for listening on audio. That is Zach Lemaster, the founder and CEO of Rent to Retirement. And you're also going to see Alfred here with us. He is the sales director at Five Star Institute. And we're going to talk about something that, Zach, I don't think we've talked about. If we've talked about it at all, we've talked about it maybe once or twice. And that is the power of networking. And because investing on its own, a lot of people think you invest on your own. Maybe you partner with one person and go investing that way, but they don't think about the big network, right? So we're going to dive into that today. I know I've been to conferences, Zach's been to conferences, Alfred's run a lot of conferences. But Zach, do you remember your first conference, or what conference is the first one that comes to your mind?
Yeah, I think, well, for me, it was a local RIA group as my introduction. And that's something, I mean, if you guys listen to us, that's something we always recommend to everyone is like we've always said, network, your net worth is your network, right? And so this is a people business. Real estate investing is you need to build a team of professionals around you. You need to form the adequate partnerships to allow you to advance your investing goals. And you can't do it alone. Like sometimes we all start as this lone wolf, as I have as well. But to really scale and to fill in the void or the deficiencies where you have a lack of skill set, I mean, it's really important to find the key partnerships, right? And people in partnerships come in all forms and fashions, whether that's someone that you're actually investing with. It could be a private money lender. It could be a property manager, a lender. There's a provider for inventory, a builder, there's the right broker agent. The list goes on and on and on. The point is you got to be out there networking people, and those that are very successful and continue to both meet and exceed their goals are the people that are attending conferences and networking. And I found this out personally as, I started to network because I am somewhat of an introvert sometimes. And I know that when I first started in real estate investing, I was trying to do everything by myself and on my own. And that got me so far. I made a lot of mistakes that I probably didn't have to make if I would have, joined more mentorship programs or networked better. And I found out very quickly that surrounding myself with other investors that are also sharing this journey, some of them above where I'm at and some behind, right? But everyone brings their own experience and skill set to the table. And it's just a really good time to surround yourself with like-minded people to not only help form partnerships and advance your goals, but also just reinvigorate you, right? I mean, sometimes investing, it's a long, lonely journey. And I think there's something to be said for some remotivation. So that's really what the essence of today's conversation is talking about the power of conferences and bringing in Alfred to talk about the Five Star Conference. Because this is something that we're going to be attending. I will be speaking at this event. We're going to be doing some really cool stuff like donating a house to a veteran that is in need, working alongside Homes for Wounded Heroes and doing some really cool stuff. So without me rambling on too much, you asked me a simple question, Adam. Let's bring in Alfred and talk about like why people should think about conferences in general, and in particular the one that we're recommending.
Yeah, so Alfred, let's ask the big question. Zach mentioned this conference, mentioned giving away the home to a veteran, but we talk about real estate investing. Who is this conference actually for?
And what is it? What
is it? What is it, and who's it for?
Yeah, so Five Star Conference, and thanks for having me on, y'all. But Five Star Conference has been happening for over 20 years and really brings together the entire real estate industry. So we represent, every corner of the space, whether you're talking about the large banks and lenders and servicers out there, all the way to agents and brokers, and down to the investor, right? Whether it's the individual or institutional investor. We bring together that whole community. And what's really exciting this year is our real estate investment forum that we're going to be hosting in conjunction with Five Star Conference. So it'll be a 2-day execution. And we're trying to do something different than the rest of the single family rental investment circuit as far as events go, with actionable education on day one that really culminates into being able to take action on day two. So we partnered with Rent to Retirement, and a few other providers out there to not only provide homes that you can look at and inventory on site, but also bring together different partners that you need to make it happen. And to everyone's point on this call so far, networking is really important. So bringing together a room of hundreds of like-minded individuals that are really trying to promote and move forward their own portfolios, I think is a great opportunity to learn about new opportunities and grow your own portfolio there. So we're really excited about it.
Yeah, we're bringing and to clarify on the marketplace aspect, Rent to Retirement will be providing exclusive inventory to all attendees to the 5-star conference that has exclusive deal access at unique deal points. So that's added benefit, of course, from the deal sourcing. But I think the bigger picture is, furthering and advancing your education and your goals. Right, you have to invest in yourself first before you can really accomplish the portfolio goals that you've sought out to do, and investing in yourself is important, and to do that continually, right? It's all about education and networking. And so I think this is an excellent opportunity to surround yourself with like-minded individuals and to have access to some interesting deal points, as well as really to hear from industry and thought leaders in the real estate space, because there's a lot happening right now. There's a lot changing, right? In the lending space, in the inventory space. Alfred, do you mind sharing just a few key speakers or opportunities that people will be presented with at the 5-star conference, and just as a reason to better understand what the conference is about?
Yeah. So, I mean, as far as these panels, the last thing we want this to be is a sales pitch, right? So this whole event is focused on actionable education. So we're bringing in CEOs and owners of companies that have had success in this space, whether it's investing on their own or as a provider and a partner to real estate investors that are looking to grow their portfolios or start from scratch. So really these panels are going to build on each other intentionally, where at the start of the day it'll be kind of an overview on the marketplace. There'll be a fireside chat with some really high level executives that are going to talk about where the industry is going and different trends we're seeing across the marketplace. Zach's going to be a speaker on one of our panels as well. And these will all build on each other, where not only we'll talk about where to get started, but how to scale your business or your portfolio rather, from, going from 10 to 100 doors, how you can creatively raise capital to increase your portfolio size, being able to unlock additional revenue streams through your portfolio. So there's a lot of really exciting content, but it's real estate investing content put on by folks that have done it and made it happen. This isn't, some hocus pocus event where we're going to throw out, a lot of unactionable, success stories from people. This is really, how are we going to get this done? How are we going to make deals happen? And how are you going to create financial freedom for yourself? So I think, that's a great opportunity. It's going to end with a block party, and we're going to have a specific section at that block party for investors to network. And, if you're an investor, you probably know that if you have one problem, someone else has run into that same problem before. If you're looking for a solution, someone else has that solution. And so being able to network with like-minded individuals and other investors that have found success, whether they're a few doors or over 100 doors or 1,000 doors, right? I think that, getting to network with peers is going to be really important. And all that, again, builds up to that marketplace the next day, where we're going to have, actual inventory on site that's exclusive to the conference. And you can take all those learnings and make things happen, right? Not in a boiler room, hey, buy this house here type atmosphere, but an opportunity to really look at what inventory and options are out there, figure out what makes sense for your goals, and then have a plan of attack when you leave that conference to move forward. Because I've been to so many conferences where, it talks about development and professional opportunities, and you hear from all these people about how their lives have been so great, but not really learning about anything that you can take with you when you go and make things happen. And that's the last thing we want to be here. So we're really excited about not only the speaker lineup, but the content is very intentional in getting people to that point.
Yeah. And I mean, I think it's important for people to remember, it doesn't matter how long you've been investing. I mean, we here at Rent to Retirement, and we go to conferences and we actually talk with the other companies there. And sometimes we find really good partners there. Like we found good insurance providers, good property management software sometimes. I mean, the marketplace is changing so much that there's no way for people individually to keep up with what's with what's being created, what's being offered. And so really going to someplace like this, not only are you with other investors, but you're with other companies who've done something new where they've decided, I need to get out in front of people because not enough people know about me, right? So I'm assuming you talk a little bit about, I mean, obviously Rent to Retirement's going to be there, but what kind of other companies potentially could people be talking with?
Yeah, so we're gonna have, basically everybody you need to get a deal done. So we're gonna have, there'll be agents in attendance. We represent a lot of those at Five Star Conference. If you're looking for someone on the agent side, but we're gonna have property managers there, which obviously is a big partner in the space, especially when most investors have full-time jobs, and so having a property manager you can rely on is a big asset. And so we're going to have property managers there as well. Lenders, we're partnered with a few different ones that'll be on site. You'll be able to talk to them about how you can creatively raise some capital and make your opportunities grow from that perspective. And then there'll be some other folks that support that space as well, like CPAs and folks like that, if you want to make sure you get your tax stuff in order, which is something I could probably take advantage of a little bit more while I'm on site. But yeah, we're trying to bring together everybody, and if anyone else is interested in being a part of that, right, we still have opportunities to host a table in that deal room if you are a service provider in the space, and we're more than happy to talk about how you can get involved with that and really support this event, because as we all know, it takes both sides, and we're all trying to swim in the same pond together. And so if we can bring together service providers that have worked with investors and have experience, it's going to make everybody's experience happier, and again provide actionable opportunities when they leave the conference.
Yeah, I think a good way to think about Five Star Conference and the Real Estate Investment Forum that you guys are doing is putting together that's a good point, Alfred, of putting together all the deal points that you need and all the people in the right room to advance your investing goals, regardless of your experience and exactly what your strategy is. There's people that handle the entire spectrum of investing, and you guys are bringing the industry leaders to both speak, but also, have the opportunity for people to engage with them in a more intimate setting. And there's nothing you buy at the conference. You pay for attendance, but there's nothing else to do, right? This is truly about the benefit of you to network. Granted, we will be, Rent to Retirement is partnering with FSC and providing some inventory exclusive to people that you'll have access to. And so, there are those opportunities, deal points that you wouldn't otherwise have access to. But then also, this goes well beyond Rent to Retirement. This is why we want to introduce this to our community, because there's people literally in every market throughout the country that are doing deals. And our company is not nationwide. We handle a select few markets. But, if you're also interested in, say, even likely networking with people, potentially even in your own backyard, right? So this is really an opportunity to connect with those people, to expand your network, to ultimately achieve what you're looking to do in any market throughout the U.S. Let's talk about, and real quick though, too, Adam, you asked in the very beginning, and you brought up the business networking. Like, some of our best partners, both for me personally and as a company, has come from networking at different conferences that I didn't expect. But like, I also want to talk about attending conferences with intention of not just going there to necessarily be a fly on the wall, but like going there and engaging, right? I met Steve Yoke, one of our top Ohio partners, at a conference. Over the past couple of years, we've met, Hemlane and Blueprint, and we formed strategic partnerships with them. That was really, but I went there with intention to, looking for people that I know I wanted to connect with. But before we do that, Alfred, we didn't even mention the dates and where this is. Can you just tell us exactly the details of the conference for those who are interested to learn more?
Yeah, so the conference will be taking course starting earlier that week, but as far on Sunday. But the actual Real Estate Investment Forum is starting on Tuesday, September 30th, and again, that marketplace will be the following day on that Wednesday. But it's going to be 2 days of real estate investing education and deal making that'll happen over those two, the 30th and 31st. So we're excited for that. And of course, if you want to come early and learn about some other parts of the real estate industry, you're more than welcome to. But we are selling the ability to just attend that Real Estate Investment Forum track and be able to be a part of that over those 2 days.
And that will be in Dallas, Texas, correct?
Yes, it'll be in Dallas, Texas, at the Omni downtown. It's a great venue. We've been there before and really enjoy the space. And so you can book hotel rooms at a discount through us as well, or stay nearby. But there's a lot of great opportunities to network on site in Dallas, and we have quite a big network of investors and folks that are local that'll be there as well. So if you're interested in meeting some folks from the Dallas market, it's a good opportunity to do so.
Yeah, so that's one thing I want to touch on. I know y'all aren't, making money on the hotel part, but some people might think I'm going to a conference, I can save, $100 and stay in an Airbnb or something like that. And I would caution people away from doing that, just because that means at some point in the night, you're going to have to be like, you know what, guys, I'm going to leave. I'm going to go away, or you have to wake up even earlier in the morning and drag yourself to the conference and miss part of it. It's one of those things that, it's worth spending, even if it costs a little bit more, it's worth spending it so you can be there. Just go upstairs, get your 3 hours of sleep that you need to get through to the next day, and get in it. Because like Zach said, you want to have that intention, and you don't want to be sitting there going, well, I need to leave in the next 30 minutes so I can get there in 15 minutes and check in or do this or do that, and just really spend your whole focus on the conference and not other logistics that are going on. So I know y'all don't make money on the hotel part, but I just want to tell people, that's spend the extra $20 if it costs an extra $20 to do that.
And I think that's a good point too, because conferences don't end when the schedule ends necessarily. And some of the best, deals and meetings and conversations I've had throughout my career have been before the conference or after the conference during the, scheduled window. And you never know who you're going to be sitting next to at breakfast or hanging out with, at the bar after the event. And again, we have these networking opportunities on site, like the block party, which, could turn into further conversations on site afterwards. So definitely, a great venue, very convenient. We've got, again, negotiated rates for our attendees to get a good deal to stay there. And it's a great opportunity to be on site with like-minded people to try to take more advantage of the conference outside of just what's happening during the scheduled windows there.
Yeah, and have some fun, right? This is meant to be fun. Real estate investing can be very dry a lot of times, but networking, even if you're not a people person, it should be fun. And I think you guys have done an excellent job combining the social aspect with like the education, right? So that's a key piece. Adam will throw a link in the show notes if you guys are interested in attending. Alfred has been so kind to give the rent retirement community a discount code as well. I think it's RTR to throw in, but you do have preferential rates being a rent retirement audience member. But on that note, I mean, I have a lot of fun at these conferences as well. They can be exhausting, but that's part of the fun. Tell us a little bit more about the block parties. We're going to finish up here, Alfred.
Yeah, so we've rented out the entire restaurant row right outside of the Omni. We're going to have a live band that's really fun. There'll be, different opportunities to network and rub elbows with, other investors and service providers. And again, we're going to have a designated space for those real estate investment forum attendees. So you won't have a hard time finding the rest of the folks that are in that network on site there. And you mentioned it earlier too, there's going to be a lunch provided in between the sessions on that first day. And we're going to be giving away a home to some veterans on site, which we've been doing for a long time in partnership with MWSF. So we're really excited about that. And so there, to your point, there's a lot of fun to be had here and celebration of what we all do and the hard work we put in, outside of just learning and trying to make things happen during the event schedule. So there's a lot of exciting opportunities on site and, outside of education and during classroom time, if you will.
And how many people are y'all expecting?
So we're expecting over 1,500 people to attend the conference, and we're taking down the entire hotel for that. So we're excited, and we've seen a growth in attendance year over year, and so this one is supposed to be a great one for us, and the forum as well should be highly attended as a full day execution. So we're really, really excited about that, and there should be a large number of folks for you to network with and meet on site.
Yeah, if you go to a conference with 1,500 people and don't walk away invigorated, you did the conference wrong. I'm just going to throw that out there for people whenever they go. So, so the show notes and the code will be, we'll have the code and the link to register. So just check those out. I know if you're driving, you're not going to be writing it down, but the show notes will have the code and the link right there. And if you want to see that rent retirement exclusive inventory, you can't find it on our website because that would not make it exclusive, but you can find our other inventory at rentretirement.com. Alfred, before we let you go, do you have anything else you want to touch on with conference wise or anything else?
No, I think we've covered the whole gambit and don't want to, beat it in the ground too much, but we're really excited about it. And again, appreciate the partnership with Rent to Retirement. We love what you guys are doing over there. And, it's partners like you that make these events unique. And we want to, hear from real investors, right? At the end of the day, there's too many people out there that aren't really doing the work behind the scenes, and you guys are. So I think that adds a lot of a special element to this event, and really looking forward to getting on site with you guys and making this happen.
Yeah, come visit us. Come by our booth. Come to our panels and our tableside discussions and meet the team. Right, if you haven't met the Rent to Retirement team yet in person, this is an excellent opportunity, and we hope to certainly see you there.
Yep. And you can come make introvert Zach be extrovert Zach. So if you have any questions, obviously go to the link in the show notes to register. But if you have any questions you want us to send Alfred's way, or if you have any questions you want Zach or myself to answer in future episodes, send them on over to podcasts@renttoretirement.com. That's podcasts@renttoretirement.com. Or if you want to come on and tell your story about the investing you've done and try to inspire others, you can email that to podcasts@renttoretirement.com as well. Really appreciate the time y'all spent educating yourselves. Now go get yourself invigorated at a conference, and we'll talk to you on the next episode.
Thanks for watching the Rent to Retirement YouTube channel. Check out some of our other videos, like this one, or this one here.